Yo, Ryan here. So today I'll be doing What If Deku Was Abandoned Part 4, so let's get started. The last or previous episode I talked about Izuku training and he finished and he's going back to Earth. So now, God said, alright Izuku, time for your surprise. First, here is the first surprise. They appears in outskirts of Musatafa city. Izuku then said, where are we? Then God said, at your new home. So Izuku then said thank you and God said okay, this from Jason. He told me this is gift for you. Before that he lets me transfer the knowledge of driving like motorcycle and cars. Here also your license for both. Izuku then said can you do that? Then God said I can do whatever I want. Then Izuku replied to him by saying thank you and here you go Jason gifts, God said. So after God gave him a motorcycle, a mask, a suit and some stuff, Izuku then said when you see him thank him for me, will ya? Then God of course now for Kaneki. He gave him a similar suit to him and a similar mask in a way. If I find anything interesting I might put it in a video, so yeah. So Izuku then said amazing, they look so cool and seductive. God then said alright, for Noctis these are his gifts. He gave him a card. Then Izuku said God tell him thank you for the car. God then said of course, and tell him you are thankful for his name too. What about Tatsumi? Izuku asked. He has not picked the right gift for you. He told me to tell you if you can wait for it. Then Izuku said of course. Then God replied to him, now let us take you to your new room. They went toward the new room and Izuku was amazed by it. Izuku then said wow, amazing room. God said to him, here to card a debit card, so don't worry about it, you have ton of money, just spend it wisely. And Izuku said of course. God said, hey, are you gonna meet Katsumi or you're not ready yet? Then Izuku said, I need time to be back, I'll meet her when I'm ready. Then God said to him, good, now I'd promise you 3 quirks. Here are your quirks. One for all, pain transfer, and flying. He can fly. Izuku then said, one for all, that's my, that guy I hate of a quirk. Then God said, I give you a copy of it and you have to learn how to use it. The pain transfer was a mistake and I can undo it. The fly, you can fly at ease. Then Izuku said, I understand God now. It's late and I want to sleep. If you're excuse me. Then God said no problem, good night. God disappeared and Izuku got to take a shower. He finished his shower and Izuku just changed his clothes and lay upon his bed and went to dream about to sleep. Izuku then said to himself, Katsumi, I'm back for good. I swear I'll make it up for you. So in the Bakugo's house, Katsumi is sleeping in her bed and she's crying. Katsumi was sleeping said, Ichan, where are you? So time skip to the next day in the afternoon. A blonde guy said, sis, why did you turn down the boy? He is the 25th this month to confess to you. The blonde girl said, I don't like him and what the big deal, I didn't accept him. So the crazy girl said, Katsumi, you need to accept your brother. My brother died. Katsumi said, pissed off, whose fault is that, huh? Izumi, Katsuki, tell me who. Izumi then said, I'm sorry, alright. How many times do I need to apologize about that? Then Katsuki said, sis, he's gone. I don't want it to be like this, but please let him go. Let him rest in peace. Katsumi then said, no, I know he's alive in my heart. Tell me he is alive. Katsumi butts 2 girls, one in a black ponytail and the other in a jack on her ears. Katsumi then said, I'm sorry, I was not paying attention. The purple haired girl said, it's alright, in that right Yomomo? Then we can hear Momo say, you're right, and still I was careless. Katsumi said, hey, what is this bottle? Katsumi Katsuki asked. The purple haired girl said, yeah, what is it? The bottle opened up and a sludge person appeared. Meat shield. Katsuki Yumomo said, look out, Jiro, Katsuki. As both of them push them to the side, they are the ones to be trapped in the goo. Katsumi, with tears in her eyes, she starts crying, saying, "Ichan, help me." So in another location, are you that damn stupid All Might to let the villain escape after pursuing it all day? All Might then said, "I'm sorry, Gran Torino." So the Gran Torino said, "Let's go find it." All Might then said, "I'm sorry, Inko." So in Inko point of view, it's been 4 years since I'm gonna say it in her point of view. So yeah, it's been 4 years since my baby boy died, and it's my fault for not being there for him. I also blame my husband or ex-husband. I divorced him after he didn't think my son his son. I gave him custody of her daughter because after a while seeing her made me so mad, and she tried to be the perfect daughter. I still have to see her because All Might told the judge a girl needs her mother. She doesn't talk to me and she does her thing when she visits me. Inko then said, "All Might, let's just get this over with. I don't want to see your face after this." Then All Might said, "I'm sorry, GT, about not paying attention to our son." Then Inko said, "My son, not yours." Then All Might said, "Alright, but what about your daughter?" Inko replied to him saying, she need to earn my love, and that's title of a daughter." All Might then said, "But she's suffering too." Inko then said, "She was the one to cause it, and also both of us for not seeing the sign. If Nana saw you ignore your son, she will be disappointed." All Might then said, "Don't you think I know that I failed my own son? My dad was the same as me, ignoring me as his son. I swear that I was going to be better, but who I'm kidding, you're alright. I'm the number one hero, but I'm Muslim of a father. I don't deserve that title for anyone." Inko then said, "I don't deserve to be called mother too." All Might then said, "I hope Izumi can be better than us one day." Inko then said, "Katsumi, she still believe he's still alive." All Might then said, "That girl sure is strong to have hope. An explosion is heard," and they heard it. All Might then said, "Let's go, GT," and "Let's go," said Inko. So another point of view, Izuku point of view. So I am at my new home and see that I don't have anything to make dinner. I had to go to grab supplies. What should I take? I asked myself. I'm just bringing food for 2 people. Why 2 people, you ask? Izuku then said, "Baron, then sorry, I'll take the bike." So Izuku put his helmet and turned on his motorcycles. He went toward the market, but he accidentally went toward the market where he grew up. He told himself he was here and he didn't want to go to another one. He picked up the ingredients to make katsudon when older lady recognized him. "Excuse me, Sonny, are you Izuku?" Izuku then said, "Sorry ma'am, I think you got the wrong person." The old lady said, "My bad." Izuku then said, "Mistakes can happen. Have a great day, ma'am." The old lady then said, "Thank you, Sonny." So he walked away because he didn't do recognize her. She was the lady that was owner of the famous candy store in his neighborhood. So he and Katsumi always came here to grab candy to cheer him up after being beaten up by those 2. When he suddenly felt a tug in his heart, he heard Katsumi's voice in his head. Then Katsumi said, "Ichan, help me." He heard an explosion down the street and see crowd people in front of the huge thing while a fire is blazing through. He ran toward there and he made his way toward the front. He see 3 heroes fighting against the sludge. "The street is too small, I can't grow. The fire will burn me. I can't do nothing either. Both of those need to hold on for a right quirk to arrive." I hear 3 voices, which 2 I despised with all my heart. "Save my friend, please. Save my sister. Save my friend. I don't want to lose anyone else again." I turned to see them crying. When I saw sludge, my heart dropped to the ground. I see Izuku saw the love of his life about to die. He got angry, dropped his stuff and started to walk toward, and he passed the heroes, and one of them see him try to stop him. "Hey kid, it's dangerous." And Izuku in a demon mode said, "You said something? while his eye turned black and red like he turned his ghoul mode on. He immediately let go and resumed walking toward it. Kamui, why didn't you stop that kid? Kamui then said, he is scary, huh? Back to Izuku. So the sludge said, hey, you kid, step back before you, like Izuku in his ghoul mode said, hey, what's 1000 minus 7? The sludge said, hey, stay back, don't come here. As Izuku turned starts pulling out his kagunes, and Izuku said, you took something precious to me now. I'm going to make you suffer. Izumi and Katsuki said, who are you? Izuku then said, seriously, you two are ass wipes. If you don't recognize your own punching bag. Izumi widened her eyes. Izuku, then Katsuki said, Deku. Izuku then said, in flesh. Now, if you excuse me, I'm saving my future wife from danger. Izuku just turned toward the sludge and began to walk toward him. The sludge then said, take this, you trash. He attacked where Izuku was, and thus from around the area a lot of people are screaming that they just let a kid die in front of them. Izumi and Katsuki are in tears again. Izumi crying said, Izuku, and Katsuki then said, you damn Deku. The sludge then said, that's what he gets for trying to be a hero. Then Izuku said, you sure are pathetic trash, huh? All of them see Izuku in front of the sludge. He sent an attack to his eyes. The sludge screamed in pain. Izuku then said, Kasumi, you can hear me? Kasumi point of view. Who is calling my name? I recognize the voice. It's making me happy. I opened to see a messy green hair boy, a lot taller than before with the red eyes, but I don't forget those freckles and that adorable smile. Katsumi crying then said, Ichan. So, back to narration point of view. Katsumi crying said, Ichan. Izuku replied to her, hey, let me save you and we will talk later. Izuku pulled her out and the other girls and grabbed them both and jumped backward. He placed them down and he see Izumi and Katsuki approach. The purple-haired girl approached Izuku and said, you three watch them. I am going to end this. Izuku turns toward the sludge and Izumi said, wait, Katsumi is cutting up a lot, and the other girls also coughing. What's happened, Jiro? Then Jiro said, a guy our age just saved you and the other girl. Then Katsumi said, Katsuki, was that Ichan? Katsuki smiled then said, yep, that's real him. Then Katsumi crying said, I knew he was alive. So back to action. Izuku is running toward the sludge, you can hear him say, you trash, I'm going to kill you, the sludge said. Izuku then said, no, I don't think so. Izuku jumped real high and he summoned his Kagune. He spin around and delivered a massive shock to the sludge eye and pass out. Izuku just land on his feet and deactivate his Kagune. He sees Katsumi running toward him. He extended his arm to receive a hug, but he received a hardest slap in the world. Then Izuku said, I deserve that. Katsumi slapped him again and said, I deserve that too. Katsumi was about to knee his that area of the boys, but Izuku stopped her and then said, no, not there. Katsumi crying and hugged Izuku saying, hugs Izuku and starts explaining what were you, why you fake your death, and why are you where did you get these powers and why did you leave me? And she's hugging him, crying while saying all of this. Izuku then said, the first stop crying and second you are bleeding from your arm, Katsumi. Give me your arm. Katsumi then said, it's nothing, it's just a scratch. Izuku take out a potion and smash it on her cut and is healed. What did you do? Katsumi could not finish her sentence because Izuku is kissing her. She tried to get out of the kiss by hitting his chest, but she thought, well, what the hell? She placed her her arm around his neck, and she's tiptoeing. Izuku was in her put his hand around her. After 2 minutes they separated from the kiss. Both of them were in flushed faces. Izuku blushing said, you're a good kisser, Katsumi. Katsumi blushing said, Baka. Izuku blushing then said, Katsumi, I love you. You will will you be my girlfriend? Katsumi crying then said, of course, you big idiot. I do accept to be your girlfriend. They both shared another kiss. When they hear 4 people coughing, they turn to see Izumi, Katsuki, and the other 2 girls. Jiro then said, hey, my name is Jiro, thank you for saving my friend. This is my friend, her name is Momo Yuruzu. You Momo, introduce yourself. Momo blushing said, he is sure hot, I hope she is willing to share him. Like said in her mind, Momo blushing said, my name is Momo Yuruzu, thank you for saving me. Izuku then said, no problem, my name is Izuku Lucius Callium. It's a pleasure to meet you, this is my girlfriend Katsumi Bakugo. Momo blushing then said, nice to meet you both of you. Jiro then said, it's a pleasure to meet you two as well. Katsuki then said, alright Deku, you have ton of things to explain, and where you got that damn power. Katsumi crying then said, your name is Yage, not that name. Katsumi, you wanna go out of here? I will explain my powers to you in more private settings. Katsumi then said, alright, let's go. They were about to leave when they heard 2 voices that Izuku despised. What's going on here, Miss Yage? Izumi, what's going on? Where's the villain? Izumi ran toward her parents crying, Dad, Mom, Izuku is alive. Inko then said, I don't believe you. Then All Might said, stop joking. Izumi then said, I'm not joking, see, look. Both of them see the tall young man who is holding Katsumi's hand. Inko crying, it can't be. No, I'm dreaming. All Might then said, son, you're alive? Then Izuku started yelling and said, don't call me that, you piece of trash of a father. All Might then said, young man, that's no way to talk to your father. Then Izuku said, I don't give a crap about you or her to say I don't have such a pathetic excuse of parents. Katsumi said, calm down Izuku, let's go to your home. Izuku then replied to her and then said, let's go babe. Izuku picked her up, bridal sign, and Katsumi is blushing. Katsumi blushing said, put me down. Izuku said, nope. I miss holding you, I'm going to spend the rest of my days holding you in my arms. Katsumi blushing said, don't say that loud. Izuku then said, I don't care who hears us. Inko managed to put a hand on his shoulder and looks back at her with an angry face. Izuku then said, what do you want, Inko? Inko crying then said, my baby boy, I'm sorry I was such a horrible mother. Then Izuku said, I don't want you think of apologize. Izuku uses his fly quirk and one for all quirk to fly at a huge speed with his bag in of the groceries toward his bike at the market area. All Might then said, GT, at least he's alive, but he hates us. I will try to make him forgive us. Yes, Mr. Aizawa, he will sure forgive us. And Inko said, I hope you're right, but that doesn't mean I forgave you too. Izumi crying then said, I know. All Might then said, I know. GT left and All Might told Izumi and Katsuki that he will take both of them home. Izumi darkened eyes said, my cute little brother, I'm going to earn your forgiveness and then I'm going to make you mine. You know, she had that type of home sweet Alabama type thing. So yeah, lol. So Katsumi then said that Snort is going to explain where he got that power. So we can hear an unknown person say, so my nephew was alive. Aizawa, we need to find him and tell us where he got that power. Aizawa then said, yes sir. Both of them disappeared to follow Izuku to his hideout. So back to Izuku and Katsumi in front of his motorcycle. Katsumi then said, is that your motorcycle? Izuku then said, yeah, get on. Izuku gets on and hands the helmet to Katsumi and she hops on the bike. She has her hand supporting her from the back. Izuku just grabs her arm and put him around his chest. So Katsumi blushing said, I can't feel his and has 8 packs. What the hell did he do or did for training? Izuku feels that Katsumi is just feeling his body. Then Izuku smirked. I see someone got a lot more kinkier than last time. Katsumi steam was coming out of her head and then said, Baka, don't say that. Izuku smirked and then said, well, hold on. Katsumi hauled on him and they drove toward his house. After 25 minutes of driving, they arrived at his new house. Katsumi then said, "Who did give you this house?" Izuku then said, "You won't believe me if I told you." Katsumi then said, "Try me." Izuku said, "God, yeah, you're right, I don't believe you." With the serious face, "I am." Then Katsumi said, "Really?" "Yep. And also too, please come out, since you are from a couple blocks away from here, Uncle Shora." Aizawa then said, "Where the hell were you being, kid?" Then Izuku said, "Aren't you going to introduce us to the guy you are hiding in your scarf?" And we can hear her laughing. Then said, "You have a nice senses, Mr. Yage." Then Izuku said, "It's Lucius, not Yage." Then Nizu said, "Alright, Mr. Lucius. We are wondering where have you been, and your power, where do you get it?" "I have 6 powers, which one?" Nizo then explain. "Well, let's have it the talk inside, in more comfortable environment." Nizo then said, "Alright." Katsumi then said, "Uncle Aizawa, how is Amy?" Aizawa then said, "Well, she's 6 months pregnant." Izuku then said, "You're going to be a father, uncle?" Then Aizawa said, "Yeah, we're going to name him Izuku in your memory, but I think we need to change it." Izuku then said, "I'm honored, I think." Aizawa then said, "You really have me worried, my problem child of a nephew." Then Izuku said, "Sorry." Then Izu said, "Hey, Mr. Lucius, do you have tea?" Then Izuku said, "Of course, let me make it." Izuku went to the kitchen making tea, and the other 3 are talking. After 20 minutes, Izuku come with a plate of cups and pot of hot tea. Izuku then said, "Let me serve you, principal." Then Nizu said, "How do you know I was principal?" "Easy, because of this." Izuku had Nizu's school ID. "When did you do that?" Izuku then said, "When you weren't looking." Nizu then said, "You are getting me more interested in your skill by a minute." And we can hear, "Okay, where do you want me to start?" Izuku replied. Aizawa then said, "When you disappeared." Izuku then said, "Alright." So Izuku told them about everything that's happened to him, and also Aizawa knows about One for All. Then Nizu said, asked, "Which quirks he gave you?" Izuku then said, "One for All. I just want to mess with All Mats. Is that alright? Okay." So yeah. So both of the teacher caught in front of shock. Then Nizu said, "How is that possible?" Yeah, and Izuku said, "Sir God, remember?" And Nizu said, "Oh, alright. What about the other 2 quirks?" Izuku then said, "Pain transfer. I touch the person who is hurt, I receive the pain, but the drawback will be much worse than the original owner, the ability to fly too." Aizawa then said, "Didn't you say your dragon mode and Armagear mode helped you to fly?" And then Izuku said, "They do, but they consume stamina, but this does not consume stamina." Then Aizawa said, "Okay." Izuku then said, "I have a favor to ask both of you." Nizu then said, "You don't want your parents to know where you live." Then Aizawa said, "No problem, Izuku. I won't tell my sister where you live." Nizu then said, "Are you planning to go to UA? If your parents are teachers there, I hire them for the next year when you are the first year." Izuku then said, "I'm going, but I'll not let that bother me that much." Nizu then said, "Alright, see you in the entrance exam." Aizawa then said, "You don't need to hold back." Izuku then said, "Will hold back to give the other participants a chance to score points." Then Nizu then said, "That's fine." Aizawa then said, "Kasumi, are you staying or you want me to give you a lift back to your house?" Katsumi then said, "I'm going to spend the night here. I want to spend some time alone with Izuku." Nizu then said, "I understand. Thank you for having us, Mr. Lucius." Then Izuku said, "No problem. Pleasure was all mine, sir." Aizawa then said, "See you later, problem child." And Izuku said, "Bye, uncle." As both of them left Katsumi and Izuku to see them leave, Izuku then said, "I think my uncle is going to call me problem child from now on." And Katsumi giggles and said, "Because you are." Katsumi just hugged him and hugged her back. He hears a whipping and see that she is crying. Izuku then said, "What's wrong, babe?" Katsumi then said, "I think this is a dream and I'm afraid to wake up." Izuku then said, "I have a way to fix that." Izuku just kissed her and grabbed her by the hips and picked her up. She crossed her legs, crossed his hips, and they explore each other, thing, mouths. So Izuku said, so, do you do you still believe it's a dream? Katsumi with the heart eyes said, no, not a chance, Izu baby. I want more. So they were about to kiss more when Katsumi phone rang. She groaned. She was placed on the couch, and Izuku uses her leg as a pillow while she's caressing his hair. Katsumi then said, "It's my mother." Izuku then said, "Auntie?" Katsumi then said, "Let me answer." Izuku put it on a video. Okay, Katsumi said, like a video phone call. Mitsuki then said, "Brad, where the hell are you? I saw you on TV. What's happened? Your brother told me that Izuku is alive." Katsumi then said, "Yes, old hag. Want to talk to him?" Then Mitsuki said, "Yes." Then Izuku showed up and said, "Hey Aunt Mitsuki." Then Mitsuki crying said, "Izuku, you're really alive?" Then Izuku said, "Yep, and I'm alive. Hey auntie, I will explain later." Mitsuki then said, "You big idiots. You know I was worried." Then Izuku said, "Sorry about that." Katsuki then said, "Oi hag, I want to talk to that nerd. I need answer about his power." Mitsuki then said, "Later Brad. I hear that you became a couple." Katsumi blushed and then said, "Yeah, this idiot confessed to me." Izuku then said, "You are the one I love." Mitsuki then said, "So Brad, you wanted to stay with him for the night, right? You can, but I don't want any grandbabies just yet. Wait a couple of years." Katsumi blushing then said, "Mom." So Mitsuki then said, I'm just messing with you." "Well, I will tell your father about this, so have fun and use protection, lol." So end the phone call. Izuku then smiled and then said, "The same old auntie." Katsumi then said, "Yeah, mom is like that." Izuku then said, "Let's go eat dinner. I'm hungry. I want to help me make some more katsuden." Then Katsumi then said, "You read my mind." They went to the kitchen and to prepare their dinner and catch up with their lives.